Blunt cloth should be positive because oppositely charged material are attracting each other. Or if two materials are rubbing each other, if one is gaining positive charge, another one should be negative because glass rod is losing electron. That lost electron is taken by the silk cloth. So the silk cloth become negative. So in this way, we find that what kind of charge is developed on a particular material that is given with by taking the reference of glass rod, because in the beginning glass rod, on the glass rod it was conventionally mentioned that the glass rod develops positive charge. With the help of that we can find out the charge developed on any material. This is how we are charging the material, right? Then the next thing is when the two materials are rubbed with each other, two material, any kind of material, because all kind of materials are having friction on their surface. All kind of materials, they have friction on their surfaces because they have irregularities on their surfaces, so there is friction. Due to the friction on rubbing each other, what is produced? What happens? The materials lost or gain electron. Due to that, that material develops charges on them, on their surfaces. Right. So for this, we take various kind of material. Various kind of material means, right now we discussed about the glass rod, right? Glass rod, then plastic scale, right? Then steel rod, then copper wire, any kind. Must be, the nature of material must be different. Okay. So these materials, glass rod, plastic scale, steel, copper, these materials are charged separately with some other material. So obviously they develop charge on them because on their surfaces there is friction. Due to friction on rubbing with the other material, they develop charges, right? So this, the developing of charge can also be observed with the help of placing any object nearer to it. Means that object may repel or attract. So for this, if we want to show, suppose here we are putting anything. If it is charged, the glass rod was separately rubbed with another material, then nearer to this glass rod, we are putting a substance. And this substance, whether it is charged or not, how can we come to know? Because this is the glass rod, it was rubbed with the, take it, silk cloth, so it develops positive charge. So we understood the glass rod is positively charged. Whether this material is charged or not, how can we come to know? It may be charged or uncharged. If it is charged, then that material can show attraction or repulsion. If it is negatively charged, it shows attraction. If it is positively charged, it shows repulsion. Or this material may be uncharged also. Right? So identical materials. That identical material means it is one substance, one material, this is another material. Both are same in size, color, everything is same. But we don't know which is charged and uncharged. We don't know. Can we distinguish them which is charged and uncharged? Yes, we can distinguish them. If this is charged, if this is charged positive maybe or negative. If it is negatively charged, it shows attraction. If it is uncharged, then also it shows attraction. In this case, we are helpless to identify which is charged and uncharged. We cannot distinguish. That means by taking the attraction, by considering the attractive force, we cannot find which is charged and uncharged. So to distinguish whether the object is charged or uncharged, the surest test is repulsive test. Because if we take the identical object, one is charged and another is uncharged, if it is positive, then it shows repulsion. Uncharged, it shows attraction. Uncharged will always attract by the charged object. Why? That will be discussed later on. For that, we have the reason. The uncharged object is always attracted by charged objects. But a charged object may attract or repel by the another charged object. So to distinguish whether an object is charged or uncharged, what kind of test is helpful? Repulsive test is helpful. By taking the attractive test, we cannot distinguish the charged and uncharged object. Okay, that is one concept. Now nearer to this, all these charged material, glass rod, plastic scale, steel, copper, we are putting pieces of paper, small pieces of paper are placed nearer to these materials, right? Pieces of paper were not rubbed with any other thing, so they are uncharged. All pieces of paper are uncharged. In this, when we place nearer to the glass rod, it shows attraction. Plastic scale shows attraction. But in the case of steel and copper, they do not show any kind of attraction, any kind of force, not attractive or repulsive force. Means steel rod and copper rod also rubbed with some kind of material, but they do not show any kind of force, neither attractive force nor repulsive force. Why? The question mark must be raised by you. Why these two materials are not showing any attractive material, though they are rubbed with some kind of material, but these two things are showing their attraction? The reason is, when these two materials, glass and plastic scale, are rubbed with silk cloth and woolen cloth, they develop charges. And the charges developed, suppose this is the glass rod, whatever be the charges are developed, suppose this part of rod is developed, this part of rod is rubbed with the silk cloth, not the whole rod is rubbed with the silk cloth, only this end is rubbed with the silk cloth. So the charges developed on the rod remains at the same place forever until they are not disturbed. Until if you are not disturbing, whatever be the charges developed on this part, that remains at the same place forever. Means this material does not allow the charges to flow through it. It is the nature of this material. This material does not allow the charges to flow through it. Right? So the same thing is happening in plastic scale also. Plastic scale also not